Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight to watch my real estate investor hangouts. I'm so happy you could join me. And I'm excited tonight because what I'm going to do is wrap up the series that I've been doing since about October on the 4 F's of real estate: find, fund, fix, and flip. So I'm going to pull all that together and do a summary. And then in the next few weeks, we'll be interviewing some successful investors and presenting them to you so you find out how they run their business. So I've got a slideshow for you tonight and a few other goodies. And I'm going to put the slideshow probably into sort of an infographic, and that'll be posted on the website. I'm still having my website updated, so we're not broadcasting from there tonight. We are broadcasting on YouTube. We're broadcasting on Google Plus, on a Google Plus event page, and we're also broadcasting on my Facebook page, and they're all called Wise Wealth University. So if you go to Wise Wealth University on Facebook, on G Plus, and on YouTube, you'll find me in either location. Now, on my Facebook page, I'll share that with you in a minute. You can watch right from Facebook in an app that I've added on there. So let me give you that screen share, and it's just an easy way to just be on Facebook and watch it straight from there. So let me bring up the Facebook page, and then I'll get the screen share ready for us. Okay, here we go. This is it. All right, so as you can see, I've got it muted, but we are broadcasting right on the Facebook page. Let me see if I can roll it up there and control it. Okay, so as you can see at the top, it's Wise Wealth University Education. And if you scroll down and you click on Get More Info, when you click on that, you will be able to see the app, and it'll be broadcast right there live. If you want to view prior hangouts, you click on this button, you'll be able to view prior hangouts. You may see, if you have not been on my site before, please click like. That would be nice if you would like the page. And what you may see is a gate, and I'll show you the gate. It's going to look something like this, and it has pictures of some of our past interviews. So if you see some of those, and it'll show you, other people we've talked to before, and then you click Give Me the App, and you're logging in right from Facebook. And from then on, you can watch it right on the app. So if you like to stay on Facebook, that's the best place to watch my show. All right, so let me go back, stop the screen share. And of course, on Google Plus, I probably haven't shown you that before. If you're not a Google Plus user, we have an event page right on Google Plus, and that is also linked on my Google Plus page, Wise Wealth University. If you got an invite directly from Google, that would show this page, and you can go there and watch directly from there. All right. So if you are watching, the comments on my website are not working yet. So I think next week we'll have the site up and going. We changed the theme, and we're updating everything. So put any comments that you want either on G Plus or on YouTube. If you have any questions during the hangout, I will check those questions at the end of the slideshow, and then I'll be able to answer any questions you have. But at least type in where you're hanging out from. Your name will show up automatically, and just say hanging out from Cincinnati, Ohio, Sacramento, wherever you're watching from. So that would be really great if you want to do that. There's also something else new that I'm adding, and it's called a card. And right now I don't have any idea how to turn it on. So if you see me fumbling a bit, I will be trying to add those cards, which are kind of little flashcards during the presentation. It's a new It's a new thing YouTube has added, and it's something that I can put up there to show you a link or something that I want to send you to. So for right now, I think what I'll do is stop the screen share there. Okay, great. All right, so tonight's topic is going to be top 10 steps to becoming a real estate investor. And as I go through the steps, what I'm going to do is let you know what part of the other schedule that I've been doing for the last 5 months, which is find, fund, fix, and flip. So I'm going to tie all those steps in to the find, fund, fix, and flip. And so you can go back and watch those particular hangouts. Now, those hangouts are all on YouTube. I have a playlist with all the hangouts. So right now there's 13 episodes. So you can go in if you really want to know real estate investing from the get-go, start to finish. Watch that playlist and you can get yourself started. So free education for you there provided by YouTube. So enjoy yourself on that. I'm going to add screen share again and let you know how I'm going to start the slideshow. So let's do that right now. Start the screen share. All right, so I may try, I'm going to do it like this, but I'm going to try it for a minute here and see if I can do full screen without the slides on the side. Let me see if that'll work. It might not show up, so hold on to your hat. All right. Oh, that looks great for me. I'm not sure if you're seeing it, so I'm just going to close it out. It's kind of a little test. I think I'll just go back with this because if I don't, you won't be able to see the slideshow at all, which is probably not a good thing. I think I can try desktop as well and see if that works. All right. Let me do full screen. And step through the first slide. All right, slide number 1, the first step is explore. So explore is part of the find process. So in the explore process, you're going to call some real estate agents, and I want you to walk through as many deals as you can. I recommend at least 80 deals or 80 houses that you walk through before you make offers. And that gives you a really good idea of what the houses look like and what kind of square footage you're looking for and the different conditions they can be in. So as you see in this picture, I used to do some REO tours locally here in San Diego when we had a lot of REOs on the market. So we would walk these people through about 15 houses on a Saturday. So if you have anything like that in your area, sponsored by any of your local real estate clubs, I recommend you go look through some of those tours. Because when I say I want you to do 80, if you bring an agent and have an agent show you that many houses, you're going to burn them out. So if you do hook up with some real estate agents, I wouldn't recommend doing more than 20 with those agents and then do it 20 with another agent and just do it like that. So I'm going to go click back to the slide share and make sure you can see this on YouTube. So hold on, everybody. Let me see if it's showing up. All right, it looks good on YouTube. So I'll go back to that. All right, so let's go to the next slide. See if that's going to, I'm just waiting to see if that shows up on YouTube. Okay, so it went back to the regular one. Let's see. I just don't want you to miss the slides. All right, so in slide 2, here is where you learn about marketing. This is step number 2. Where you're going to find these leads from. you are going to try to find online leads. Now, you can sign up for a service. There are services to send you leads. And what I suggest is you look up We Buy Houses Cash, fast offers for my house, and look up, I Buy Houses is another one. They do sell the leads to a particular person in an area code or a city. So if you want to get those online leads, that's a good place to start. If you're going to build your own website, it's going to take a lot of time. I suggest you go to one of these places that's already optimized. They've got SEO going, and they've got it all optimized, and they're paying for those leads. And then all you do is get the leads that come to your area. Again, the next thing would be direct mail. You could do direct mail on your own, or you could sign up for a service. There are several services that send these out. I know one of them is a yellow letter service. So you can look up direct mail services. You can send postcards, you can send regular letters, you can send yellow letters. And I do go into details about this in my coaching and training. So that's something you can learn how to do. And if you were in my training program, you would get the exact postcard to use, the exact letters to use. So you can sign up for a service, and some of the services have those letters already pre-written. Okay, bandit signs. There's quite a few places where you can order these bandit signs already done. It is best to order a bandit sign from someone who understands real estate investing. So there is a place in Texas. It's called banditsigns.com. And that's a good place to order bandit signs. The guy who owns the company is a real estate investor. So I will put some of these links for some of these services in G Plus, on my website, on my Facebook page, and also on the YouTube in the comments below after we do the presentation in the next week. So you can go back and check on that. Leads from agents. That's another place to find deals. So you're going to contact some agents, and you're going to ask if they do work with real estate investors. Please, 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 please make sure you find an agent who works with real estate investors, because if they don't, they won't really understand what you're trying to do. When you're submitting offers, you're going to want those offers Xeroxed with, a copy of your signature. If you're dealing with an agent who's used to doing one house at a time, they're not going to understand and want to do those types of things. Or you can find an agent who wants to do DocuSign, but you really want the offer made up, and all you want different on each house is the address and the price. So make sure the agent is used to dealing with real estate investors. The other place you can get leads from are other wholesalers. Okay, how do you find them? Those other wholesalers are on Craigslist because guess what? They are wholesaling their properties on Craigslist. Okay, if you're looking for a house already fixed up and you want to find rehabbers, look on Trulia, Realtor.com, and all the other websites where people post houses that are fixed up. How do you know they're a rehabber? They usually have at least 20 to 25 pictures. Wholesalers, they're going to post their deals on Craigslist. So look on Craigslist, call those wholesalers, and see if you can look at a couple of their deals. You'll find out what they look like, how they price them, the size, the areas that they buy them in by looking at a couple of their deals. So number 2 is learn about marketing, and it's also part of the finding process where you're trying to find the deals. Okay. All right. So number 3, learn wholesaling. This is also in the find process. So what you're going to do when you're trying to learn wholesaling, and this will just help your real estate education, is you want to find a seller and you want to find a buyer. Okay, so you find sellers by doing your marketing, either getting the online leads, the agent leads, or the online websites, or by doing direct mail marketing. Then you want to find a buyer. You can find buyers by posting some ads on Craigslist, or you want to find people that are locally buying up some properties, or you want to talk to the other wholesalers. So if you talk to a wholesaler and they have more deals than buyers, you can find a buyer for someone else's wholesale deal. And so what's a good way to find a buyer? You need to do some advertising. You can put out some bandit signs in the neighborhood. I suggest these to be handwritten and say, 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, cash offers only. Put those out in the neighborhood. If the wholesalers are in that neighborhood, and the landlords, they will contact you to buy that house. So that's really how you find the buyers. You can also do an online search and find out which deals in your area are getting cash buyers. To do that, you need a relationship with a title company, and you can find some cash buyers in your area and work that way. But one way to really get started is to just find a wholesaler and say, if I find a buyer, will you pay me or split the deal or something like that? So that's a great way to do it. All right, so let's go to the next one. Number 4. Number 4 is your credit. And this is part of the fund process. Remember the 4 F's of real estate: find, fund, fix, and flip. So in number 4, you're going to either repair your credit or use your credit. And if you're going to use your credit, we want you to pre-qualify for a mortgage. And now, I'm not saying you're going to use the mortgage if you are buying, if you're either wholesaling or buying to flip, because you're probably going to close with cash. But if you pre-qualify for the mortgage, at least you know it's there available if you do want to buy something to keep as a rental. So that's something you can do. If you don't have any credit, start working on your credit. So one way to work on your credit is to get a store credit card. So work your score up, at least be in the 600s, the mid to upper 600s, and you will probably qualify for a Home Depot credit card. You can apply for Lowe's if you have good credit. Probably the 700s to mid 700s, mid 750s. Lowe's has a little bit higher standard for their credit card. I know that Home Depot's card is sponsored by Citibank, and I think Lowe's might be sponsored by Chase. I can't remember right now. So I'm going to escape out of this for a minute and just check and make sure that everyone can see this on the channel before we continue. I'll also check and see if you guys have any questions up to this point. So let me go back to our screen. And I'll just check. All right, well, we're great. We're live on YouTube. It's also live on G+, and let me check down here. Yep, and it's on Facebook. So good to go. I will go back to the screen share and make sure everybody can, see the whole thing. It's just a little unnerving because when you're on the complete screen, you can't see anything, even the Hangout. So, all right, so let's go to full screen. All right, so that's part of the fund process. So we did step 1, 2, and 3 were part of the fix process. And now we're moving into the fund process. I think we do have to come back at least one time to the fund process in the next step. But I'm going through these chronologically to let you know what you need to do to get started as a real estate investor and the chronological steps, because there's so many moving parts to real estate investing that I know new people get confused as to where should I go, what should I do. Last week we talked about the real estate investors matrix, and if you want to go back and look at last week's presentation, I did an infographic with the matrix, and you can take a look at that and and that'll help you use the resources you have to do the right kind of investing to get yourself started. So, okay, number 4 was in the fund process, and number 5 is also in the fund process. Now, number 5 is find private lenders. Okay, that's number 5. So to get started with this, I'm just going to say, go ahead, get my ebook. It's at wisewealthuniversity.com/PV lending. You just have to enter your email address. You'll get a nice PDF. You'll have to do a double opt-in to make sure that, you're you and we're sending it to the right person. With that ebook, you get a 10-day e-course where I send you probably 2 emails a week, 2 or 3, maybe every other day I send you it. And I walk you through the steps in the ebook to make sure that you didn't just read it once and put it down, but you're actually implementing the ebook. So that's a nice 10-day course. It's all free. It's all just by email, and it tells you how to find your own private lenders. So the second part of number 5, step B of 5, is tell everyone what you do. So that's kind of included in that private lending ebook. By telling everyone what you do, they will know that you're a real estate investor, you're looking for private funds, you're looking for deals, you're looking for buyers, and that's just how you build your network. So, 2 steps there: get that ebook and tell everyone else what you're doing. Now, I put a closing statement over here on the right, and I realized you couldn't really see it. I just scanned it in. Today, we just closed on this property on Friday. So on the next slide, I increased it to make it bigger. So this is a house we just closed. We sold it in Sacramento. Rio Linda is a suburb of Sacramento. And I kind of crossed out the addresses here of the LLC and things like that we used to buy the property. But here's where the private lenders come in. You'll notice here that a private lender of ours lent $72,000. They earned 10%, and so they earned $3,274.52 on this deal. So I think we held it 4 or 5 months, complete rehab, and so that's what they made on the property. And we just closed on this on Friday, so it's real. It happens. You need to go find private lenders and get yourself going so that you can do the deal. We sold this one for $179, and that wasn't our complete profit because we had some of our own money in the deal. But I think we bought it probably for, I don't even remember, 105, something like that, back when we started, and we did a pretty good rehab on it. So anyway, that's how you find your private lenders. So let's move on to step number 6. Step number 6 is analyzing the deals. Okay, so how do you do that? That's also in the fix section. So we did find, we did fund, now we're in fix, the fix mode. You meet other rehabbers. So one way to do that is to go to your local real estate investing club. You can find out if anyone's doing tours, bus tours, rehab tours, or scope of work classes. In a scope of work class, you go through a rehab that's being done. If you do have any rehabbers in your area and you meet them, you can ask them if you can go through the house. If you're driving around looking in some of these areas and you see a rehab being done, just stop and talk to them. The owner's probably not there. You probably will meet a subcontractor and he'll just say, yeah, go ahead and look through the house and see what they're doing. You can also learn a lot on YouTube videos. So rehabbers will post videos about the properties and what they've done. And there's also quite a few videos on the analysis software. So I'm going to also add that as a link in the comments below wherever you're watching from. I also have a link to some free software that's written by some guys that just really are from the financial sector, and they just loved putting all their analysis in an Excel spreadsheet. It's downloadable. You can use it. It's free. The other thing you can do is visit Home Depot and price out what you think what items you might want to buy. You can even, I think, borrow a scanner from the pro desk and walk through and point and scan at that. It's not like a wedding registry, but it is a scanner. So if you've ever done that for a wedding or a baby shower registry, it's the same type of deal. You can do that at Home Depot and get your prices. All right, so we're going to make a little detour now on step number 7. We're going to go back to the find mode. And the reason for that is you had to do all these other steps to get to number 7. And I put it in the find mode because you're trying to find which one to buy. So you're going to make offers. So number 7 is make offers. And that's part of the find process in the find, fund, fix, and flip part of real estate. So I just put a purchase agreement there so you'd see what one looks like. You can use your own. You can use one. If you're working with an agent, they're going to want to use their own forms. And what we want you to do is first buy them in your name or in a land trust. A land trust is a simple document you can do in Word. Look up land trust. Google it. You don't need to get an entity for your first property, like an LLC or an S Corp, until you've made some money. Make some money first, then you can pay for the LLC or the S Corp setup, because you're going to have accounting and all kinds of things you have to deal with that. Make sure you do the deal first. You can wholesale without having an entity at all because you never actually take possession of the property. So, apologize. Last week, the week before, I had laryngitis and I couldn't do the show. And then last week, I was pretty hoarse and it was a short show. So I have a little bit of laryngitis left. So pardon me for the voice for the evening. So that's the last thing you have to do in find. As soon as you find this property, you're going to make offers, make offers, make offers. Don't be afraid of making the offer. You always have contingencies to get out of it, either your inspection contingency or your funding contingency. Now, if you make a cash offer, you can't have a funding contingency, but you can always have a an inspection contingency. If you go through there with your contractor, which is what we're going to talk about in the next step, step number 8. If you go through there with your contractor and the rehab is way more than you thought it was going to cost, and you find things that you didn't see the first time you looked at the property, you can get out of the contract because now you did an inspection and what you did when you did the inspection doesn't meet what you were expecting. Okay, so do not be afraid to make offers. All right, so the next thing to do is interview some contractors. Okay, say you got a house accepted. Now you're going to walk through that house with a contractor, okay, and have them do a bid for you. You want to make an outline of your list of work first. So if you run through several contractors, you want to put them to fit their bid onto your list, and that way you can compare how much they're going to charge for the kitchen, how much they're going to charge for painting, how much they're going to charge for the roof, the fence. If you don't give them a list, then they will all give you a list based on the way they quote a job. And one may do, a lump sum. One may do the outside, the inside. One may separate out the plumbing and electrical, but not separate out the kitchen. So if you separate it out on your list, then they all have to fit it on your form, and you'll find out what it's going to cost to do the property. You can also compare those contractors and make sure that you're getting the one that gives you the most work for the best price. Okay, so then what I want you to do is interview some subs, a plumber and electrician yourself. You can find these by, yellowpages.com, looking on Craigslist for handyman, plumbers, electricians, painters are on Craigslist, and some of the subs. You can find subs also from going to, other construction sites and where someone's just doing drywall, or they just do painting, or they just do concrete. Get in the habit of writing down the phone number of, the pickup trucks that you see at Home Depot. Go to Home Depot and ask the pro desk, hey, who's fixing houses around here, and who's a good, reliable guy that you see in here all the time? You want the guys that come in first thing in the morning, get their stuff, and they're on their way. You don't want the people who have to come back a couple times a day to get things that they forgot, because it means they're not super organized. It's going to cost you more money. So ask the Pro Desk for some advice there. All right, so now we're in the fix-it mode. We just had that one, when you're making offers, I still call that the find process. But now we're in the fix process for 2 steps. Interview your contractors, and number 9 is buy it and start fixing. All right, so not you, but the contractor. So you're going to buy a deal that comes from your marketing. Your marketing would be an agent, a wholesaler, or the direct marketing or online leads that you've gotten from one of these We Buy Houses, I Buy Houses, or fast offer websites. All right, so you're going to buy it and get started. This is when you're in the fix mode, and we're going to have some speakers coming on that are going to tell you how they do this process, and I interviewed a few in the last couple of weeks. So look through the playlist and you can get way more details on how to fix up the property. All right, and now we'll go to number 10, and that is misnumbered still as number 4 because I used that number 4 as a template. So this is number 10, despite what it says on the screen, and it's sell it or keep it. This is to flip. There's only one step for flipping. I think last week I went through the whole flip process, and that was step 4, flipping. That was step 10. And so go back to last week's, go to my playlist on YouTube, go back to last week, and you can find out all the steps for flipping. Basically, you're going to sell the house. Like I said, we covered all those aspects a week ago. Or you're going to keep this as a rental. And this is one of the houses we did up in Sacramento. That's why the picture says Remodel in Sacramento. This particular slide format wants vertical, iPhone type pictures, so it doesn't like the horizontal pictures that usually you have for property. So you're going to find a tenant or sell the house, one of those 2 options. And so that's the steps 1 through 10. That's all you need to do to become a real estate investor. Go through the slides, write those steps down. Like I said, I'll probably do an infographic and be posting it around pretty soon. And one more slide, rinse and repeat. Keep rinsing, keep repeating. This is one of the flips we did in Southern California. And then that's an inside kitchen of another flip we did. You can tell it was October because of the little decoration there with the pumpkin. But we kind of had it laid out, for an open house for that particular property. So follow steps 1 through 10, and then rinse and repeat, and you will be a real estate investor. So I'm going to stop that slideshow for now. And I haven't quite figured out how to use these slides, but I'm going to try one more time on the YouTube channel to use the slides. But in the meantime, I'll do my call to action here. So if you want to register to see the Hangouts every week, go to wisewealthuniversity.com/Hangouts. And you can register on that page. Some of you have already done that, and you get a weekly reminder sending you straight to the link to watch the page. So you don't have to go find it anyplace. So that's the one place where you can find it. And the other one I'm going to show up here is you can also follow me on Twitter, because I post several links to the Hangout on Thursday. And on Twitter, I'm called the Pink Professor. I did take a walk at the beach today at Carlsbad Beach, and it inspired me to get on this shell t-shirt. So I apologize for all you guys who are still in snow territory, but it's getting quite warm here in Southern California. So anyway, I had a chance to go to the beach today. I just didn't want to go inside an old gym this morning, so I drove to the beach. So I'm going to check YouTube for just a minute, if you can hang on, and I'm going to check to see if there's any questions in the comments section, and I'll quickly pull up the 10 steps and just read them through for you one more time. So why don't you hang on while I do that, and I will see if I can get the cards for you. Here, I'll put these steps up while I look for the cards. So I think I can get it to play for you. Let's see. I might be able to get it to, I can't get it to play the slideshow without taking up the whole screen. So let me go back to slide 1. So that's the first slide in the series, which is explore. So I'm going to just check through and see if we have any questions on YouTube. And I don't really see how to use these cool cards that YouTube tells us to use. I will go back and try to go to the control room, because maybe that's how you control the cards. And I will also check on for any comments on G+. Don't see any right there. And on Facebook. Right, you can. Oh, welcome, David from Sacramento. So, and also welcome Richard from Phoenix. So let me just check and see if I can use. You know, they let you add these fancy cards, but then they don't tell you exactly how to use them. So, oh, here we go. Well, I can see them, but I don't know how to make it work. I prepared a link for my private lending book, and I prepared another one for the playlist. So I guess I'll figure out how to use those hopefully by next week, and add those into our performance. There's no way to add them into what we're doing right now, as far as I can tell. All right, so I'm just going to quickly flip through the steps just so you can see them. Okay, so step number 1 is explore. Start looking at deals. Step number 2, learn about marketing. Step number 3, learn wholesaling. Step number 4, work on your credit. Step number 5, find private lenders. Step number 6, analyze some deals. Step number 7, make offers. Step number 8, interview some contractors. Step number 9 is buy it. And step number 10, which I'll edit later, is sell it or keep it. In other words, flip it. So that's our list for today. Next week, I'm going to do kind of a market update. So if you're in California, I suggest you go to Property Radar and look at their report. They do a California report every month, and I can work through that next week and go through some of the graphs and just tell you what it means, what the market is doing right now. That's our market update. And then I'll probably tell you how that relates to some other markets around the country. But I'll be kind of going off that report in California to get us started, and tell you what it means for the coming months in the spring, what to do to get ready for the summer, because that's the peak selling time. So you want to have your leads out there, you're collecting leads, and you're getting ready so that you'll have houses ready to sell in the summer, and that's the best time to do it. So let me check one more time, see if we have any questions on the YouTube channel as well. And don't see any there. All right. Oh, there's a chat box there. All right. Well, if no one has any questions, I thank you for coming tonight. Again, you can join us at wisewealthuniversity.com/hangouts. And I appreciate you coming and listening. And go check out the playlist on YouTube, and you can go through the whole series of Find, Fund, Fix, and Flip. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll be interviewing some other investors and other rehabbers, and they'll be telling you their story of how they've become successful. So thanks very much, everyone, and have a great evening.